Virgo, what is going on, guys? We're gonna do a quick reading for you guys. See what's going on. Let me get started here. Pull some tarot. Hopefully, you guys are having a good day so far. And let's. All right. Just making sure that stream is working good. My first video today, I had no audio, so yeah, it happens sometimes. So we're gonna have to double check here, make sure everything's working correctly. All right, Virgo, let's get started here. See what we got going on. All right, Virgo, I think you might be a bit sad about a specific thing here. Maybe something you haven't been able to obtain yet. You know, hmm, let's see what this is about. Okay, yeah, this Ace of Pentacles, it could be about something related to money. So maybe a job opportunity. It could be related to anything like that. Um, I clarified it with the Page of Pentacles, which is basically not telling me much, right? But it could be, I mean, it could be someone, that, you know, you could be asking maybe a job. You might be trying to get a job and you're kind of not sure if you're going to get it or not. You're kind of on the edge of your seat here, right? Because we have the Queen of Cups in reverse. The Queen of Cups in reverse, this is someone that's just kind of emotionally maybe um kind of a wreck, right? You might be stressed out about whether or not something is gonna happen here. If you're gonna get this coin here, right? Which, like I said, could be a job, an opportunity here. Um, I think you know you might be at this time, like I said, just kind of like a wreck. Kind of emotionally really, really fragile. Um, you might want to take maybe some time out, just to kind of maybe do something else to kind of just relax, kind of just chill. Get some distance from the problem or the situation. Um, because it might be robbing a bit of your sanity here, right? Because you have the seven of swords here, defining that four of swords. Might be robbing a bit of your sanity, a bit of your peace here. So you might be wanting to kind of maybe find a different way to kind of cope with this situation here, okay? Because for a lot of you guys, it could have been, you applied for a position that you really wanted, or um, offered, assistance in this, into something that you really wanted. Maybe I mean, it could be anything, right? It doesn't have to be job related. It could be you applied to college. It could be, you applied for a business loan. It could be anything like that, right? Um, but yeah, I feel like you're not willing to give up, not really willing to kind of conclude or come to a full conclusion or to a full like a full decision in your head or a full acceptance of it yet, right? Because the Tower in reverse kind of talks about not really accepting, the truth, or accepting that maybe the foundations of our beliefs have been challenged, and potentially that they might not be true, right? So for some of you guys, you might be kind of wrestling with that at this time. Now let's check out your past here. I don't know, in your past you show up as like not really, maybe not really focused on maybe new beginnings here. Um or you might be more in the past, you might have been focused more on the lack of new beginnings as well, right? Or the lack of satisfaction, the lack of a passion in something here, lack of fulfillment, right? Because you have the Ace of Cups in reverse and the Ace of Wands, right? The Ace of Wands in reverse kind of talks about um lack of opportunity, growth in the situation here, and the devil card kind of talks about really stewing in that, right? Really stewing in the fact that there's a lack of emotional fulfillment and a lack of emotional growth here. Um, Now for your hidden factors here, we have the Seven of Wands in reverse. Let's get some cards on this one here. Yeah, for some of you guys, I mean, I feel like this is an opportunity that potentially you might not be getting, um, but it's kind of really coming to grips on the fact that it's not really kind of going to take place, right? And for your hidden factors is maybe realizing that maybe this is not necessarily what you might want to be focusing on in general, right? You might be changing your focus at some point here. Um, but I feel like this has to do with a choice, a decision that needs to be made by, someone else making the choice, whether it be, being accepted into a program or, getting a job. You put in your application, you're kind of waiting on the decision. It's not looking too good right now. But you having to kind of wrestle with your own emotions, your own thoughts, maybe your belief system. Maybe you really thought you were going to get it. You put in all your effort and, things kind of not really lining up here. Um, and, with the Seven of Wands in reverse, it kind of talks about maybe just he's laying down this wand in reverse, right? He's no longer kind of fighting for a belief in something here. And for some of you, it might be that, right? The Hierophant in reverse. Maybe you might be losing belief in that this specific thing is for you at some point here, and you're kind of not seeing it yet. For your future here, let's see. The future, the Five of Swords. The Five of Swords can talk about manipulation, right? Could talk about you know doing whatever it takes to kind of win, um no matter what it takes. um and for the future, it's coming up as like maybe that strategy not necessarily working and not being really effective or conducive to you know to actually finding your success or the ability to manifest things, right? Because we have the Magician in reverse. The Magician in reverse can mean someone that's kind of, it's kind of almost similar energy to the Five of Swords, right? But the only, the huge difference is the Magician is a bigger card. It has definitely, how should I say, more value than the Five of Swords. But in reverse, the Magician can kind of talk about someone that kind of does whatever they have to do in order to make something happen here. And with the two of uh two, I was gonna say two of cents here. The the two of coins here in reverse. Um, I mean, things are kind of just not really working out, right? They're not smooth. They're not kind of, balanced out here. Things are not, you know, how should I say, not working efficiently there. It's like not an efficient way to really balance things out. Okay. For a lot of you guys, how you see yourselves, kind of the biggest challenge has been like financial struggles here, right? Because we got the Five of Wands. The Five of Wands kind of talks about struggles in general, right? Because you can see these guys kind of battling things out here. Queen of Pentacles in reverse can kind of talk about maybe losing some financial stability in the situation here as well, or maybe the hopes of that here. Now, how other people see you here? I think other people see you, um, kind of how this reading has been kind of try to give, how this reading has been trying to give you advice. That's kind of how they see you, like with the Hangman, right? It talks about getting a new perspective on something. Maybe waiting for a second, getting a new perspective before you make a choice and moving forward. And the Four of Cups here, people seeing you as maybe not really seeing where you know from the outside, maybe people see that you get opportunities, but you don't see them. That's what it kind of feels like here, right? Mm-hmm. So that's what I'm getting for those there. Okay, your hopes and fears here. I mean, yeah, your biggest fear, things not working out. I think your biggest fear is like when you're not getting something and, just holding on to that rejection, holding on to that fear of not getting that thing. Um, I think that's your biggest fear right now. Your overall outcome, the 10 of Wands kind of talks about holding, you know, baggage, um, but I'm also getting something else with the 10 of Wands, which is kind of interesting. I'm trying to kind of understand how this kind of correlates to the 10 of Wands here. If I'm being honest. Let's see. Yeah, with this 10 of Wands here, you might be potentially getting other offers in other, like if you're applying for jobs, right? You might be getting other offers. And you might be too busy focusing on the one you didn't get that you might miss out on the other stuff, that's coming in. So maybe you applied to 20 jobs and you really wanted to work out this one place. You're just so focused on the rejection of one area that you're kind of not realizing that you know, there's other opportunities that you've received, and you're kind of staying in this state of worrying about the one you might not get, or the one that is less promising. And I think that 10 of Wands kind of talks about that, right? Because this guy's pretty busy holding the 10 of Wands here. You know, he, he's kind of applied to all of these jobs. And a good idea might be to maybe ask for some type of assistance, maybe some advice from people, maybe some guidance, friends, suggestions, get a different perspective, right? Because with this 10 of Wands, this guy's holding all of these wands by himself, but he can also ask for help too, right? He doesn't have to struggle or be in misery. He can ask for help and get some suggestions and give him a bit more clarity on how to get the actual job done here, right? Um, so that's kind of what I'm getting there. You might be missing. So the whole point is just be more open. Like, yeah, okay, maybe you get rejected from one thing, but don't rule out the other things, right? Because there's other opportunities. Maybe maybe one opportunity is rejected, but the other, it doesn't mean the other opportunities don't hold the same value, or they might even hold more value and you just don't see it right now, right? You don't see that, how one thing that might not seem so promising can turn into a bigger thing, right? So that's really what it's trying to tell you here. Let's pull some advice for the last couple of cards. And I think, just in general, justice card coming out, the justice card kind of talks about getting things that you deserve, rightfully deserve. And I think this is kind of reminiscing on that, right? How like some things are not meant to be for you, even though you might really want them. And at the time, you might not understand why you don't, you're not getting the thing that you want. But I think in the long term of things, they start making more sense why you didn't get that specific thing and why you got something else. And kind of the Six of Cups kind of talks about that too, right? Six of Cups talks about living in the present, right? Living in the moment, and understanding that, if I get one opportunity is a yes, accepting that opportunity, and kind of living through that experience, and and overall, in the long term, it's kind of saying like, hey, you kind of deserve this one more, even though you might not see the benefits, right? All the pros right now, um, and kind of leaving, you know, rejection and all the other things that are kind of just giving you, emotional and mental turmoil to the side, right? Because that's kind of what the Eight of Cups is talking about here. Um, you know, so yeah, that's what I have for you, Virgo. Hopefully that kind of helped you guys out. Make sure to, like my video, subscribe if you guys would like to do that, and I'll see you guys for your next reading pretty soon. Thank you guys.